Hi, I'm PNC Joe, and I only talk about commercial insurance. Floods can pose a serious threat to small businesses, causing unexpected damage that can drastically impact operations. Many business owners underestimate this risk, complicating their recovery after a natural disaster. Navigating the nuances of flood insurance, from coverage options to eligibility requirements, presents significant challenges that demand careful consideration. Keep watching because in this video we will discuss these important topics. What is flood insurance? Why is flood insurance important? What does flood insurance cover? What are common coverages included in flood insurance? How does flood insurance differ from regular homeowners insurance? What are the differences between NFIP and private flood insurance? How are flood zones and risk assessed? What are waiting periods in flood insurance? And a bonus topic at the end. Let's go through these points one at a time. Flood insurance is a type of insurance policy that helps protect property owners from losses due to flooding. Flooding occurs when water overflows onto normally dry land, which can happen due to heavy rain, melting snow, or a dam break. Regular homeowners insurance does not cover flood damage, so having flood insurance is important if you live in an area prone to floods. Flood insurance is important because floods can cause significant damage to your home and belongings. Without insurance, you would have to pay for repairs or replacements out of pocket, which can be very expensive. Flood insurance may help cover these costs, potentially providing financial protection. However, coverage details can vary, and it's important to review your policy carefully. Flood insurance typically covers two main areas: building property and personal property. Building property coverage helps pay for damage to the physical structure of your home, like walls and floors. Personal property coverage helps replace items inside your home, such as furniture, clothing, and electronics. Some policies also include debris removal, which covers the cost of cleaning up after a flood. Coverage is subject to the terms, conditions, and exclusions of the policy. Common coverages include building property coverage, which covers the building itself, personal property coverage for your belongings, debris removal to clean up after a flood, loss of use, which provides money for living expenses if your home is unlivable, and basement coverage, though this is often limited to essential equipment like HV systems. It's important to check your policy for specific coverage details. A standard homeowner's insurance policy does not cover flood damage. This means if a flood damages your home, you need a separate flood insurance policy to help with repair or replacement costs. Homeowners insurance typically covers other types of water damage, like burst pipes, but not floods. The National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, is a government-backed program that offers flood insurance to homeowners in flood-prone areas. Private flood insurance is offered by private companies and may provide more flexible coverage options or higher coverage limits than NFIP. Choosing between them depends on your needs and risk level. Be sure to compare the terms and conditions of each option. Flood zones are areas on flood maps that show the risk of flooding. These maps are created by FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, and help determine how likely an area is to flood. Your flood zone affects your insurance premiums. Areas more prone to flooding usually have higher premiums. Most flood insurance policies have a waiting period of about 30 days before the coverage starts. This means if you buy a policy today, it usually won't cover any flood damage that occurs within the next 30 days. This waiting period is to prevent people from only buying insurance when they know a flood is imminent. Yes, there are some exclusions and limitations. For example, flood insurance usually doesn't cover damage caused by moisture, mildew, or mold that could have been avoided. It also doesn't cover financial losses like lost income due to being unable to work from home. Always review your policy for specific exclusions and limitations. Flood insurance is not mandatory for everyone, but if you live in a high-risk flood zone and have a mortgage from a federally regulated or insured lender, you are required to have it. Even if you aren't required to have flood insurance, it can still be a good idea if you live in an area with any flood risk. Consider your personal risk and consult with an insurance professional. Thank you for sticking around as we navigated the intricate world of flood insurance. By now, you should have a clearer understanding of its importance, how it differs from regular homeowners insurance, and the critical aspects of coverage it offers. Remember, being informed is your first defense against natural disasters, ensuring that your business or personal property is well protected. If you have any questions or ideas for future videos, please let me know in the comments below.